Happy Sunday. Um, I said happy Sunday, but then I'm like, what? Why did I start off saying happy Sunday? Why didn't I start off with something more original? Sometime, as my friend Tracy continually reminds me, we've just got got to stop and then yes, put the best foot forward, but it doesn't totally matter because we're starting and we're going to learn along the way and improve and become more confident. But if we don't start, we don't give ourselves that permission. Hey Veronica, it's so good to see you. It's been been a long time. We used to, when I lived in San Diego, we used to hang out and miss you and Ann. And then, oh, it's a reunion, and then ex and there's always, they always mistake me for, they always mistake me as being not as awesome as I truly am. Ha ha ha. And it this is true. This is true, and this actually gets to the heart of what I want to start talking about. I would say yes, other people mistake us for not being as awesome as we are. And we often mistake ourselves for and underestimate how awesome we are. Let's back up to other people must having mistaken assumptions of us. It just happens in the first few minutes of meeting someone new. We make assumptions. We just do, and I have a very unique. Uh, we each have our own windows into that. I have a unique one based on having a speech impediment because in the first minute of meeting me, someone could hear my voice and just assume, hey, he's drunk. Hey, he's had a stroke. Hey, he has he has uh, he struggles with his intelligence. I don't know how to say it. He has an intellectual disability that's sometimes said. But 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 those assumptions we make in the first few minutes is natural, but we can also say we can also notice it. I made an assumption that this guy is drunk. I wonder if that's true, and then we can start asking people questions and just talking and test the assumptions against what was really true. And and this is sounds really easy, but like more things in life, unless we practice it, it's challenging, or else we just don't do it. X Swenson says, in fact, all of us don't give ourselves the awesome credit we should. We should love ourselves more. Yes, we should. We should love ourselves more. Um, just I invite you to say that way now at home. I should love myself more, but sometimes should shut us down. So how about I want to love myself more, or I choose to love myself more? Doesn't that feel good to say I choose to love myself more? I choose to love myself more. It's okay to say things that make you feel good. And yes, I realize I talk with my hands, and I love talking with my hands like I'm trying to conduct the symphony, only the symphony is my speech impediment and I'm trying to conduct it, which is fun. I guess. Okay, but one says you're still awesome, so it doesn't matter what they say. Yeah. This is true, Veronica. Each of us, we are awesome, and we are still awesome, in, in, in spite of what other people say. But why not realize assumptions people may make about us in the first few minutes and and try to gently dispel them like I mean one way to do it is I could just talk and have people make assumptions. Another way is to say hi, Fred. I'm Jason Freeman. You might notice my speech impediment. That's just a little bit of who I am, but it's the most obvious thing. So I wanted to just talk about it for a second. And then I would ask Fred a question about him. What do you love to do? I've noticed that there's no better way to sound intelligent than to ask someone else about themselves and get them talking and loving on themselves, because then you sound intelligent and caring, and the conversation moves forward. Hey, he's drunk. That's a good one, and I get it once in a while. Recently I was out taking pictures in a small town, and I wanted to take a picture of this cool bar sign, and the guys smoking outside was like, what's up, buddy? How are you doing? I think they thought I was intoxicated, and I hadn't had anything to drink, but it's a natural assumption in the dog and stuff. So kind of an awkward moment. Dr. Katie McKnight says, my first impression of Jason about a year ago, wow, that guy is amazing, kind, and fun. And oh my gosh, Katie, thank you. And you bring up such a good point. Sometimes we assume what other people's first impression of us is going to be. Like, people can worry about how their forehead looks, how their neck looks. I mean, just there's unlimited things a person can worry about. But another person's first impression is whatever their first impression is. And I love that your first impression was, wow, that guy is amazing, kind, and fun. Kind and fun. Thanks, Katie. Really good to see you. Brian Tracy always told me to say, I'm the best. I'm the best. I'm the best. Now I invite you all to say that and see how that feels. I'm the best. I'm the best. I'm the best. I love that. We are awesome beyond belief. We are awesome beyond belief. That, my friend, is a talk you should definitely do. We are awesome beyond belief. What a great title for a talk. The reality is that we do as humans care about what others say about us. So true. I mean, yeah, we do. I have a presentation tomorrow to a class of college students on empathy and compassion and in journalism and and I know my subject matter so well, but I'm still nervous. I still care what they think. And maybe some of caring what other people think and say about us is a good thing. So it allows us to perform at our best instead of just saying it doesn't matter. I'm just not going to challenge myself at all because it doesn't matter. I mean, we can use every other person we meet as a coach to inspire us to be our best, either by the positive affirmations of us or by the critique of us. We can learn from both. And And the thing is, though, is not to be crippled by other people's critique of us. Yes, the critique can be just this phenomenal learning tool and allow us to grow in amazing ways. Like everyone on this call has challenged me, or every commenter I've seen has challenged me and invited me to grow in some way. Definitely Speaker Alex Swanson, Veronica, and her husband Angela Flipson. Oh, definitely Dr. Katie McKnight. But and to use critique and positivity that way to inspire us to be best, to go forward, to do more is great. But when we use the critique of others to cripple it, to cripple us, to to when we use it as a way to convince us to stop doing what we're doing. Like, say someone is having a really bad day and in comments, hey Jason, you absolutely stink. Don't ever speak in public to again. What you're talking about doesn't matter. Your sense of organization sucks. And plus, you're hard to understand. Don't ever speak in public or do a Facebook Live or anything like that again. Never, just never do it again. Um, and if I took that feedback to heart and just stopped doing what I loved and practicing what I loved, and just for the rest of my life I was like, oh, you know what? I was going to go for this great speaking career, but then someone said I sucked, and I just quit. That would be using someone's feedback in a very crippling way. But if I take that feedback, saying, oh, that's their opinion in this instant, what can I learn from it as I move forward towards what I want, and what can I let go of? Whoa, Eric, thanks. Your comment really inspires something great. That I've never said that before, and that's because of your comment. Thanks so much. Yeah, then they'll change the perception. That's great. Along with someone helping someone ease their perceptions and their assumptions about us in the first few minutes by doing whatever we need to do to gently do that, depending on who we are. We also have an option of choosing to challenge our assumptions of the person we're talking to in the first few minutes, because we're making assumptions of them. In one assumption I used to always, did I say always, make about people I was meeting is that they won't like me because of my voice, or they'll think I'm dumb because of the sound of my voice, and and that's just at the end of the day, an assumption. It's a way of putting someone else in a box, as much as they might be putting me in the box by thinking I'm intoxicated, or I've had a stroke, or whatever. So those first few minutes of meeting someone are, I mean, we exchange first impressions, but then it's exciting because after those first few minutes of meeting someone, we have the rest of our lives to challenge those first impressions and grow in our view of who each other are. Who has some other comments? Let's keep them going. I have plenty to say, but I love the comments. Speaking of comments, thanks. Alex says, Jason Freeman, you should start each convo with others by telling them that their voice sounds weird. Hey, glad to meet you. Your voice sounds weird to me. Why is that? I mean, depending on the person, that might work really well, and that's a really funny idea. They might be very offended, but I mean, maybe there's a way to pull that joke off and gently, because that'd be an awesome icebreaker. Or or to be speaking in front of an audience, and my first line out of my mouth is, just so you all know, all of your voices sound weird. I'm the one speaking normally. That's me. I don't know. I'll have to think about that a bit. Angela says, you are very energetic. Thanks, Angela. That means a lot. And that's been a big learning curve on Facebook Live and virtually, because when the pandemic started and I hadn't been doing that many Facebook Lives, and suddenly, I guess I had done a lot before, but when suddenly in March 2020, Facebook Live was the only way to present, I was so like, I wanted to be on stage. I wanted to be walking around. This is so weird. I'm talking into this teeny screen. What do I do? I'm nervous. I'm on camera. I'm very nervous. But I'm finding out that even though this is a small space, there's still a lot. I mean, obviously, I'm doing with my hands. Can move your shoulders, can kind of dance in front of the screen, and 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 that has an impact on other people. Like you say, Angela, I'm very energetic, which thanks, and it's a lot more interesting than listening to someone. I'm on camera. What do I say now? Oh well. And at one point, I made the assumption about myself that I would not be good on camera because I was not comfortable on it. And that in my first many hundreds of tries, I wasn't animated. So we need to watch that. We have an opportunity to watch it. It's so easy to say we're if we're not good at something right now, that oh no, I'll never be good at it. but but you put another 10 or 20 or 1,000 hours towards practicing whatever, anything, you're going to be a lot better at it than you are now. We are simply not stagnant, 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 however you say that word. We are simply not stagnant beings. We are capable of growth. I mean, think back beyond what you can remember. You were an infant, a 1 month old who could do nothing without help, nothing. And now look at all you and I can do. It's so powerful. Our growth potential. And if you've been listening this whole time or just tuned in, you might be like, oh, where's he going? He's talking about this and that, and he's all over the place. And some of my talks are most of them, at least so far, that I've done publicly for an audience, I would say I have more of an outline, but and I follow that, but I'm experimenting with this more open-ended style because our daily lives, my friends, and more specifically our thoughts, don't follow an exact outline. They just don't. We are learning about life on so many levels. Life is challenging us on so many levels, and sometimes if we approach it linearly, like a line, linearly, we become bored. We become bored when or we can't think of anything out of the box solution wise, and so we obsess about a limited number of solutions, and we hope this one solution works. This one solution has got to work, and we try to force it. But maybe if we relaxed and started and let us give ourselves the freedom to think more widely, 10 other options of solutions would come up, and we would have many more options as we went forward. Does that make sense? Alex says there's only two types of people. One, first type of person would never ever say anything negative like that because they are smart and awesome humans. And two, second type of person who speaks negatively about someone is hurting inside themselves and lashes out at others to make themselves feel better. Yeah, true. Unfortunately, many people are hurting, and I so many people are hurting, and many people lash out at others to feel better, and sometimes like my speech impediment is probably a fairly easy target. Like, why do you talk funny? can't can't understand what you're saying. They're not even trying to understand what I say, but you know what? If I ask them a question that gets them to focus off the whole part of their life where they're experiencing hurt, and ask them something about themselves that they're proud of, tell me about that tremendous business success you had. If you know they have a tremendous business success, if they've if you know they've had a tremendous business success, you suddenly get them focused on what they love instead of on the hurt, and then suddenly they're speaking that love in words, and you're nodding and smiling and reinforcing that love, and so you redirect the energy of the conversation from them potentially lashing out to positive, and you move in that lane instead of going the other way. And I guess these things I've had a lifetime to learn the things in the laboratory of my speech impediment. So I'm really skilled. I like to think I'm very skilled at gently correcting people's assumptions about me, and then moving the conversation in a productive direction. Of course, there's always more to learn, but thank you guys. I'm finding I have more expertise in this area than I frequently give myself credit for. So question time. What was one area of your life where you discount yourself? And if you think about it from a broader perspective, you're like, that's unfair. Why am I discounting myself there? One area where I did, for example, one area where I discount myself is in terms of asking things of fame, people I think are famous. Like, I would love to have Brene Brown on my podcast. We talk about a lot of the same stuff. We think about the same stuff. I would love interviewing her. But then my mind immediately goes, she'll never see my message. Even if she does, why would she want to be on a podcast with not many viewers? And then I go down that road, and then I don't take the action of reaching out to Brene Brown and inviting her to be on my podcast. Was one area where you sometimes discount yourself? Anyone? Angela says, I enjoy riding in the tractor with you and Ryan at your parents' house. It was a blast. That was such a fun day. And speaking of that day, makes me think that was in the spring or summer, and right now it's definitely not spring or summer here. We have snow on the ground when snow showing today. Angela and Ryan, you're in San Antonio, and how warm is it in San Antonio today? Ryan says gentle corrections are usually well received. Yeah. It's amazing how much we can do to connect with a vast variety of people and to guide the conversation. If we do it with kindness, gentleness, and love, instead of assuming that they're out to get me, this isn't going to work. They don't want to hear from me anyway. And as I said before, like I can't attest if everyone wants to hear you or hear me talk for 10 minutes straight, which is a funny comment because I'm doing a Facebook live right now. But in conversation, people get restless when we go into monologue mode. But it's amazing how the wide variety of people, if you ask them questions about themselves, about things they love, about things they feel talented at, about challenges they've navigated through, how people will just open up and be really excited to be in conversation with you. And that's the success of Awkwardly Awesome Podcast. I think I'm on episode 119 right now, and I didn't get 119 episodes into this by doing most of the talking on most of the episode, practically all the episodes. I like asking questions and waiting for it, and listening to answers and asking more questions. Well, Ryan knows he's been on twice. He's been on twice. But Brittany is a great human. She definitely is. She definitely is. Yeah, it was a very great day. Um, what when was that? When you were back for your high school reunion, Angela and Ryan? Was that in the last spring, like April, May? Any ideas? I don't know. It's currently 64 and sunny in San Diego. Oh, sounds so nice. Sounds so nice. And And our friend Steve Tallman experiencing that. Like the poem I have for this week, and you can read it as I say it. One turn can turn static into music. One turn can turn static into music. I said it twice. I'll say it one more time. One turn can turn static into music. And into and that includes means some things take a long time to develop, and then other things just happen like almost as fast as adjusting over or radio dial. I'm showing my age, and you have static, but then suddenly you're tuned into the station. Our friend Steve left snow and cold in Vermont and got on a plane and flew to San Diego. Like in just 4 or 5 hours. I don't know what layovers he had. He was in he went from winter to the music of early spring. We are capable of so much in this life. Some of it takes patience. Some of it can happen fast. Oh my goodness. September 2021. Yeah, I was way off. Thanks, Angela. Thank, thanks, Angela. September 2021. I'm curious, do you address people's questions about your cerebral palsy? I'm not sure I understand what you said a few minutes ago. If people ask why you speak differently, do you explain? Great question, Kelly. And the answer is yes. And I could, so I could do it more, but usually I just start asking someone questions and they become comfortable with my voice. So I don't do it very often, but it might be good to do more. What I might say is hi Fred. I'm Jason. So glad to meet you, and I'm excited for a conversation now. One thing I want to tell you right away, because it's so noticeable, is I have a speech impediment. If you have any difficulty understanding me, please ask me to repeat. And an interesting fact about the speech impediment is it's a result of a birth injury. You see, my umbilical cord got kinked like a garden hose when I was born. And then I would just ask him a question like, what are you loving about the event we are at so far? So the conversation included the explanation about who I am and how I present myself, and then has a path forward beyond that moment. Because I mean, if Fred's curious about cerebral palsy, he may ask more questions as the conversation progresses. But we also may want to talk about a million other things other than cerebral palsy. So I don't want to get stuck there. If we want the conversation to go someplace else. Does that make sense, Kelly? Please let me know. Does that make sense? Yeah, Rhino says yes, he is. We were going to have lunch with Steve today, but are postponing it for another day. Well, when you do get together, please send me a picture. I'll be jealous because my friends are together and in the warmth and having fun, but all in all seriousness, I love that you're getting together, and it'll be so fun. Kelly says, by the way, I have CP. Yeah, it's something that's part of our experience, Kelly. I mean, thanks for saying that. I wouldn't have known that unless you said it. But it is something that's part of our experience, and as a part of our experience, we can own it and claim it and use it well. And that's exciting. It gives us a lot of freedom. Kelly says all of us have gifts and experiences to share. I encourage all of us to take our experience seriously. I love that all of us have gifts and experiences to share. I encourage all of us to take our experiences seriously. Oh, you raised another great point, Kelly. For so much of my life I was like, don't deserve to take myself seriously, and I don't deserve to have other people take me seriously because I have a speech impediment, because I have coordination differences, because I had an injury at birth. But back then I was looking at who I was from such a limiting perspective versus hey, my speech impediment, hey, my coordination, hey, my unusual birth. These are experiences. These are gifts which, since I live in this body, gives me a unique perspective on life, and how can I use that perspective to most powerfully to live my absolute best life, and to inspire people to live the absolute best life. So, someone like a person who's an Olympic athlete who has a body maybe the triathlon one and have won 4 or 5 gold medals. They have a they're using their body to create a very unique experience for themselves in the world. They're taking their body and they're taking their body and its capabilities seriously and using that to have a big impact. I mean, why if we have a quote unquote disability or something different about our bodies, do we sometimes exempt ourselves from taking who we are and our experiences and our bodies and what they they can do just as seriously as the Olympic gold medal winner that I just made up? Why do we sometimes, and I'm speaking for myself, make ourselves less than and not challenge ourselves as much as the Olympic runner? Well, and we can use our experiences, our talents, our gifts, our uniqueness of having just unique bodies and as I say that, it sounds so weird that it's even a thing. Disabled people and able people. Why is it even a thing? Everybody has a unique body. Everybody has a unique way of thinking about the world and as different levels of hearing and eyesight, different senses and different experiences, and whatever that builds a unique life, a unique perspective, and so much to share to help others in whatever perspective we've got. I used to be so much in the perspective of the looking where the grass is greener and what if I had been born normally and what if I didn't have a speech impediment? What if? But that's like the Olympic runner neglecting winning because he goes like, oh, what if I have been born with a better mind for numbers? I would be a great accountant, but look at me, I can only win gold medals. But I want to be a great accountant. That's ludicrous, right? And we would go to the winner. Hey, look what you can do. You can win gold medals. But we so often do the same thing with our own experiences. We go, oh, what if that was different? But and that's natural. But how about how about like Kelly says, we each have to own our lives. We each have to own our lives. Or I would say we can each choose to own our lives. We can choose to want to live someone else's life for the next 100 until we're on a deathbed sometime in the distant future. And we can spend our life like that, like wishing to be the people, wishing we didn't have what we had, or we can choose, as Kelly says, to own our lives, and to enjoy our lives, and to give gifts with our lives, give gifts to the world with exactly who we are, not waiting to be someone else, but with exactly who we are. This is this is fun. Um, thank you so much for all your comments, everybody. Kelly Ryan, Alex Swanson, Angela, Ryan Flipson, Katie McKnight, Veronica. Thanks for all your comments. And if you're watching this later, thanks so much for watching it. And if you're inspired, or you have a question, or you have an answer to something we discuss, please leave a comment. Your time is say is sacred, and so valuable. Thanks for spending some of it in this conversation with me. I know I've enjoyed it, and I hope you have. I hope you have too. Thank you, Ryan said. Thank you for going live, and thank you for being. Thank you and Angela for being on the live line. I greatly appreciate it. Wishing you all a happy rest of your Sunday. Oh, Veronica is still on. Thank you, Veronica. Please say hi to Anne and San Diego. For me, miss you guys, and I'm glad to be living close to my family now, but I miss San Diego too. So enjoy being around. Enjoy the warm weather, Veronica, and enjoy the warm weather, Angela. Come to San Antonio soon. We'd love to show you around. Oh, that sounds so fun. I Yeah, it sounds so fun. I wish it was a shorter drive, but there I go again. The drive from South Dakota to the Sioux Falls area to San Antonio is what the drive from the Sioux Falls area to San Antonio is. I was about to say, after we talked for an hour on this subject, I wish that the drive was shorter. Okay, good wishing for good wishing that reality wasn't what it was. The drive from Sioux Falls to San Diego is what it is. I'm trying to teach myself more and more to make changes where I can, but be aware that of where I can, and not spend energy that. Like, why spend any energy on wishing the drive from Sioux Falls to San Antonio was shorter? It's not going to be. Sure, I can find the fastest route, but it's still the length it is. straight shot down I-29 and I-35. Oh, it's tempting, right? I know it's very tempting. And Veronica says, let us know if you are going to visit San Diego. I love it that people in these warm, beautiful places are inviting me to visit. Thank you, my friends. Have a great day.